Hey there everybody, welcome to this edition of the Blue Line. First of all, we'll kick things off with Saturday's scores. Telford Tigers were on the losing end against Basingstoke Bison, losing out there 7-2. Milton Keynes on a penalty shootout were able to beat Bracknell. Slough against Sheffield, Slough Jets beating Sheffield 4-1, while Swindon beat bottom of the league Peterborough 4-3. Now, on the back of the defeat there at Basingstoke, Telford Tigers entertained Milton Keynes on Sunday night. Losing against Milton Keynes the week before, the man to watch was going to be Metham after getting the shutout in that 3-0 win previously. Well, after the good performance that was made in their last meeting, Tigers were hoping to be able to actually capitalise on all the chances that were coming their way. First period started off at a very quick pace, very much like we've seen in the Manchester game. Opportunities coming at both ends. It was Milton Keynes that were taking the upper hand in the very beginning, making Declan Ryan make some early saves. However, quite soon on, Tigers were able to settle themselves, get themselves into the game and establish themselves quite well over in the Milton Keynes end. And it came to be that they were getting the better chances. Metham, however, being able to stand up and be counted, stopping the Tigers. Really good end-to-end stuff from both teams. Each of them making the netminders work. Nice one. Keep it easy, keep it simple. Charge it down. Good go. Get it out of the way, the goalkeeper! I said that Wiggins run. And I said with Josh Bruce and what's the one? Who's saying come on Lightning? I'm going to win it. Oh! Nice one, Dick! And although Milton Keynes were getting the better of the Tigers at the very beginning of the first, tide did start to turn and the Tigers established themselves. And again, it was the netminds that were making the headlines in the first period. Some fantastic shots coming their way. It was down to the very end of the first period before a goal was seen. A goal coming here by Telford Tigers. Josh Bruce tapping in, giving them the 1-0 lead to the break. As the second period started, very much the same as it was in the first, end-to-end stuff. Milton Keynes are getting a lot more pressure on the Tigers with some better opportunities for them to score. However, in this period, the Tigers did seem to settle themselves a little bit better. But as it has been in recent weeks, the Tigers have not been able to really convert on the power play. Tigers were gifted a 5-on-3 opportunity, but not able to get that puck in that net. Milton Keynes with some very, very good defensive work. Metham with some very good saves. It was a game of instance as well. The puck here striking the face of Milton Keynes number 19, Lee Jameson, who, as you may remember, was the one who had the fight with Andy McKinney in their last meeting last week. He thankfully was okay. As a repeat to what happened in the first period as well, in the very dying moments of the second, this time Milton Keynes were able to strike one back, taking them into the end of the second, one apiece. The third period getting underway, it was all up to play for, and it was a very, very tight game, much as it was the week before. This time Milton Keynes getting much of the better opportunities. With the breaks that were coming Telford's way, they're just not able to capitalise on it. Milton Keynes, however, were able to get themselves a second goal and get the lead to this effort, and very soon after, with another break that was coming up, were able to take another goal to go 3-1 up. Tigers, valiant as they were though, trying to get themselves back in the game, not able to do so. And after this hit by Lewis Christie, Yuri Senko was injured, later on found out to be a dislocated shoulder. Final score, Milton Keynes 3, Telford Tigers 1.
Just first of all, how's Yuri after the third period?
I'm not really sure. I haven't really seen him. I know the doctor was in there, but I haven't seen him yet, so I'm looking at him.
Great, yeah. So just looking back at the weekend overall, tough game last night and a bit more positivity tonight?
I thought we played pretty good tonight in spurts. A couple of little lapses towards the third that maybe cost us 2 points tonight. I did think that the game was there for the taking. But when we conceded the second goal, I don't think we had the belief on the bench to make sure we came back, which is a real shame. We are struggling for goals. But the only way you're going to get goals is if you're out working with the team, and towards the last 10 minutes of the game I thought we were a little bit flat. Maybe we should have pulled the time out and set things down, but we kind of had that little delay with Uri, so we got a little chance to talk. Our power play has been a struggle and is a struggle at the minute, but if you look at all the other teams in here, they don't get good power play. I know they got a goal tonight, but it's a hard ring to play with PP on because it is so small.
Gotcha. And tonight, I think both teams were very well matched until the third period.
Yeah, I said to Poole after the game, I said, we're going to beat you soon. We've been close to them now. We struggled with them last year, but we seem to skate with them pretty well this year. Third period, it's 1-1, and it's like it's a knife edge. One little mistake, and possibly a lot of people don't see it, but we had a breakdown off the face-off in the end zone. Our wingers didn't come in to collect the puck, and it comes down the other end of us as well, and it makes it difficult to come back.
Gotcha. And is the lack of goals becoming a concern for you?
It is. I expect guys to be scoring. Scott McKenzie, Joe, Marek, Yuri. They've all got great shots. They've all got the ability to put the puck in the net. And I would hope to be having more in front of the net. And it's not just those four guys. It's a team, myself included. I've got to start creating more offence from the back end. But we've got to be mindful. Good D normally wins hockey games, and we're getting there. We weren't great last night in Basingstoke, but we were pretty tight tonight. All in all, last night, tonight was pretty good, but we just know we can be better. I think that's the disappointment.
Great. And just looking at last night, it sounds like head stopped later in the game. I think you kept it quite tight early on.
Where? In Basingstoke?
Basingstoke, yeah.
First was 1-0, and I felt if we could get through the first period, we could change things up a little bit, because we were playing pretty good, and the goal came, and it just come through a screen. And it just changes things. The little momentum shifts in the game make a big difference. Second period was very slack, to be honest. We got hard in the third, which is always positive.
Just first of all, your reaction to tonight's game?
Yeah, Obviously pleased with the result, but I thought it took us kind of 35 minutes to the end of the game, which is a bit disappointing. But credit to Telford, they're a hard-working team, and I can see why they've pulled off a few upsets so far this year. But it's pleased with the result. Happy to get out with 2 points.
Gotcha. And two very evenly matched sides. I think Naviside really could take control until the third period.
Yeah, like I said, I thought we were a little bit sluggish. We've always had a problem coming here. We found it one of the tougher rinks to play in. But credit to the guys who worked hard. We had quite a tiring game last night going to OT, and thought we worked hard and certainly deserved the win.
And so with that, other games that happened on Sunday, there was Bracknell against Sheffield, Sheffield taking the win there 2-1. Guildford Flames being able to return the scoreline to what Basingstoke did to Tigers. Basingstoke losing get there 7-2 to the Flames. Manchester Phoenix against Slough Jets. This one went over into overtime with Slough taking the win. And Peterborough against Swindon. Double header for those two there this weekend. Peterborough this time being able to get the 2 points with a win 5-4. And with all of that action, this is as the table stands. The top of the table, 4 teams all equal on 10 points there, with Milton Keynes, Slough, Manchester and Sheffield. Swindon close behind on 9 points there, take up 5th spot, and Guildford in 6th. Bracknell, Basingstoke, Telford and Peterborough all remain unchanged as the bottom 4. Now the next game for the Telford Tigers is going to be away on Saturday to Sheffield Steel Dogs. Obviously at the moment tie there for the top, it's going to be another tight game. Sheffield have been doing very well at the moment. And on Sunday, Telford Tigers will be hosts to Slough Jets. As always, doors open at 4:45, we face off at 5:30.